We have Kermit in the house.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who says that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on a lucky star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it. What was done so far? What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? What do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under his spell. We know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? And have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailor? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. Something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La da dee da da doo, da dee da da dee da da doo.
Betty Elliott in the house. Thank you, Kermit. That was
Yeah, you got it.
lovely. You know, we were just thinking about colors, and that led us to rainbows, and that led us to that song. Okay, we got one more pre-show song before we are officially here. Hi, Betty Elliott. Welcome. Oh, you were here hiding? What? How did I miss that? I can't believe we missed that. I guess it was those glasses I had on. Kept me from seeing anything. Okay, let's do You Gotta Be. Oh, I want a picture. Listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad. You gotta be bold. You gotta be wiser. You gotta have heart. You gotta be soft. You gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool. You gotta stay calm. You gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Herald what your mother said. Read the books your father read. Try to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some may have more cash than you. Others take a different view. My, oh my, gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta have heart, you gotta be soft, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Ask all your questions and let love guide you. Slow down, leave your fear behind, it's not a race. The world keeps on shining, can't stop it if you try to. Embrace the life that's staring you right in the face. Listen as your day unfolds, challenge what the future holds. Try to keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. My, oh my, hey, hey, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta have heart, you gotta be soft, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. All I know, love will save the day. Woo! Good morning, my sweets. So nice to be here. It feels like a long time. It's like, was it the 50s when we were here last? Feels like a really long time ago. I had bad eyesight, you know. It was really, yeah, I remember Stacy wearing like a slip and a furry thing. Wow. Well, here we are today at our wonderful, beloved little slice of heaven, Unity of the Oaks. Are we ready to get going? Let's stand and let's sing Coming Together, because we're talking about faith and strength and all those good words. You guys know this, so don't hold back. I got love. I got peace. I've got joy flowing like a river. I've got love. I've got peace. I've got joy flowing like a river. One heart, one mind, one love flowing like a river. Woo! I got hope. I've got strength. I've got faith to move every mountain. I've got hope. I've got strength. I've got faith to move every mountain. One heart, one mind, one love to move every mountain. I've got you. I've got me. I've got us coming together. I've got you. I've got me. I've got us coming together. One heart, one mind, one love coming together. Coming together. We're coming together. We're coming together. Oh yeah, we're coming together. One heart, one mind, and one love coming together. Woo!
Yes, well, here we are coming together, everybody, on this beautiful Sunday morning, July 29th. Is anyone else, speaking of the 50s, I mean, I'm back in June. Is anyone else back in June still with me? How did we get to the end of July, everybody? We've been living life. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, taking a moment just to settle in and be here. Welcome. Today, we start our 12 spiritual powers, one of Unity's foundational teachings. We don't have a whole lot of teachings, actually, in Unity, but we do have a couple, one being our 5 basic principles, the other being our 12 spiritual powers. So today we are going to be looking at faith and strength. I will be introducing those first 2 today, and we will be singing and meditating and celebrating our faith and our strength today. So are you ready for that? Yes. Very good. So, should we start in prayer? Should we start in prayer? I don't know why I'm looking at you two, but what do you guys think?
I say yes.
Okay. If you got the backing of the band, you're good. Democracies? Yeah. Let's all take a vote. Are we ready to pray? Yes. Okay. So let's take a breath. Sometimes we forget to breathe. Here's your reminder to take a breath, to settle in. And as you settle into gratitude, absolute gratitude for the sunshine shining upon you on this summer day, for your soul saying yes to arriving to this moment, to this space, to this time, to this message, to this music, to this meditation, to this hello. We give thanks for the waking up of souls, of consciousness. We bless this church community, everyone here, everyone watching afterwards. And we bless our larger Thousand Oaks community as well. We bless all faith communities, whether they were meeting yesterday or today or Friday, knowing that we are all moving towards the same oneness. And so in that oneness of community, we send out our love. And that love comes back to us, filling this room, giving thanks for each person who's a part of it. As we sit in gratitude, gratitude, gratitude for all that is. So we say, Amen, Amen, Amen. Welcome everybody to Unity of the Oaks, a spiritual wellness center and church. So thank you for being here. Thank you for saying yes, for honoring your soul's desire to be awakened and transformed. So let's get started today, shall we, with our awesome music ministry, who I sometimes have to turn to as far as, what should we do next? Should we do a song next? Let's do a song next.
Should we do a song next?
Let's do a song next. Awesome. Let's go.
This is it right here. We're going to sing our 2 powers that we're going to be talking about. Reverend Stacy's going to talk to us about faith and strength. So we're just going to sing that today. And you can stay right where you are, and let's just sink into the song. Sing with me. I have faith. I pray faith. I choose faith. I am faith. I have strength. I pray strength. I choose strength. I am strength. I have faith again. I have faith. I pray faith. I choose faith. I am faith. I have strength. I have strength. I pray strength. I choose strength. I am strength when I trust. When I trust and I let go, I know that all is well. Let's do that again. When I trust and I let go, I know that all is well. Now we're going to do it as a call and response. I have faith.
I have faith.
I pray faith.
I pray faith.
I choose faith.
I choose faith.
I am faith.
I am faith.
I have strength.
I have strength.
I pray strength.
I I pray strength.
I choose strength.
I choose strength.
I am strength when I
I
trust.
am strength.
When I trust and I let go, I know that all is well. Last time. When I trust and I let go, I know that all is well.
Good morning. I am Anne, one of the members of the Unity of the Oaks prayer team. I'll be available to pray with you after the service. Now let's prepare for our time of meditation with the reading of the daily word. Today's daily word is faith. And the affirmation, my faith is my foundation. This is from July 6, 2023. Sometimes a dream is easy to hold on to. I can imagine it vividly, want it deeply, and believe in my ability to make it happen. Other times my dream can feel further away, and I may begin to doubt my ability to recognize it. Faith is the power that keeps me on the path to my dreams. Drawing upon my faith increases my ability to call it forth and trust in God. Growing in spiritual understanding deepens my faith and helps me see my role in it. Rather than rely upon God to do something for me, I come to realize the power of my imagination as I co-create with God. My dreams, goals, and aspirations all begin with the belief they can come true. Faith is my touchstone, the rock upon which I build my life. So from 1 John 5, verse 4, for whatever is born of God conquers the world. And this is the victory that conquers the world, our faith. Today's daily word, faith. The affirmation, my faith is my foundation.
For our meditation this morning, I would like you to, before we even go into meditation, bring to mind a dream, a goal that you might have. It might be small. I want a healing. It might be big. I want to build a business. But whatever that dream or goal is for you, just have that in mind as we begin our time of meditation while we ignite our spiritual powers of faith and strength this morning. So join me in a collective prayer. A collective breath. Well, every breath is a prayer too, so let's have that collective breath. As you let go, easing it out, your shoulders come down, ears come down, and you take another breath, and maybe closing your eyes, if that feels right to you, or lowering your gaze. Allowing yourself to just let everything around you fall away. Becoming more aware of your breath than any noise or movement. As your breath finds its own rhythm, allow that chair to support you, your legs to feel heavy, your arms to be open, receptive, but also feeling heavy as you relax into and deepen into pure calm centeredness. Centered in your remembering of your spiritual nature. Remembering that you are a creative being, that you are creating all of the time. And so I invite you to bring that dream or goal, something in your life that you're working on, bring it into your heart space. Again, it could be small, it could be large, it could be anything in between. But it's whatever is in your heart that you want to manifest in your life. What would it be like to believe and to know that it is possible for it to manifest, to become true? What would it look like? See yourself experiencing doing that which you are desiring. What would it feel like? Feel yourself receiving that manifestation. What would it feel like to trust and know and believe that it is possible? That this dream and goal that you have in your heart, what if you surrendered to knowing? Knowing that it is yours, that it is possible. And what would that look and feel like? Taking a moment to try on, what if I trusted and had faith in, believed beyond appearances that this dream of mine could come true? Let me, for this moment, feel that. And what other possibilities are there? What if I allow my dream to grow bigger, my goal to grow bigger? What about those possibilities? And what if in just this moment, I allow myself to surrender to a loving, wise universe that is supporting me, that I am a part of? That the same divine intelligence that created the beauty of the stars and the mountains and the flowers also created me. And so I have faith in knowing that just like on a cloudy day, the sun is still there. And even though I may not see it now in the physical realm, I can believe beyond a shadow of a doubt and trust that my dream and goal will also appear. I apply my spiritual ability of strength. I see myself standing like a tree, firmly planted, stable, centered. And when the wind blows, I just bend with it on firm ground. My dream is not wishy-washy. My dream is planted in this firm belief, this strong belief in knowing that I can persevere, that I can overcome the doubts, fears, and worries. What does that feel like, and what does that look like? I let myself marinate in my spiritual strength, knowing that I can. I allow myself to marinate in my spiritual faith, knowing that I believe without a shadow of a doubt that I am standing on the rock of my faith. And so I envelop myself in the colors of royal blue and spring green, wrapping themselves around me. As I affirm my I am. I am faith. I am strength. I am a spiritual being. I am a creator. And so I believe, I trust, and I surrender. I let go. I surrender. I feel lightness. I feel joy. I feel peace. So knowing that your dream has been planted in your heart, knowing that you have watered it and given it sunlight, we can allow ourselves to start to become aware of the chair that's been supporting us, the space, the room that we're in. Start to wiggle our fingers and our toes to take a breath, that breath of life, that breath of spirit. We begin to move our heads from side to side gently. We take another breath, awakening us, allowing us to open our eyes, to become aware, and to give thanks for times like this where we remember our divine identity. And so it is. Amen.
You can stay in that beautiful place that Reverend Stacy created for us. I'm not leaving yet. God gave us all the gifts we need inside us. 12 powers to create our perfect earth. So as we walk the footsteps of our journey, see the brilliance of the colors and their worth. Blue is for the faith to believe in. Spring green will give us strength to carry on. To guide us, yellow's wisdom, shining like the sun. Pink is unity, desire, and love. Purple's power to master and create with imagination like the colors of the sky. Gold's for understanding truth and silver for the will to choose.
See the good in everything in life.
We can choose the good in everything in life.
Olive green to organize, adjust, and balance. Orange zeal to give our purpose, passions lie. Russet for releasing and letting go what doesn't serve. And red to energize our life's sweet life.
Purple's power to master and create with imagination like the colors of the sky. Gold's for understanding truth and silver for the will to choose to see the good in everything in life. We can choose the good in everything God's gifts. Open our hearts to see the powers in you and me. You and me. Like purple's power to master and create with imagination like the colors of the sky. Gold's for understanding truth and silver for the will to choose.
To see the good in everything in life.
We can choose the good in everything in life. So as we walk the footsteps of our journey,
That song was written by Sherry and Rick, right? Yeah, let's give them another round of applause, please. We have a fantastic, no, not even fantastic. What's the word? What's the right word for our music ministry? Like, awesome, amazing music team. Thank you. Incredible. I heard incredible too. Yes. 4-star. 5 out of 5 stars. That just reminded me. Sorry, everybody. So in junior high, our son, they had a little private school newspaper, and one of the kids rated a local sushi place 100 stars out of 5. So I'm thinking this is our music team, is 100 stars out of 5. So today we launch our 6-week series on Unity's 12 spiritual powers. It's one of our foundational teachings, 12 powers. You'll see it here up on our wall as well, this beautiful artwork by Grace Hollow, so you can follow along on the wall as well. It's based on our Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore's work in his book, The 12 Powers of Man, first published in 1930. Although there was some other early writings about 12 innate powers, 12 inner powers that go back to the New Thought pioneers Emma Curtis Hopkins, the teacher of teachers, as well as Annie Ricks Millets in the late 19th century. And of course, he studied with them. And he started doing a lot of writing and wrote articles about these inner powers that we have. Most of them can be captured in his 1909 book Christian Healing. Many of you have probably read that. And then he and his second wife, Cora Fillmore, together put her works from 1937 together, and then we have the book, The 12 Powers. So the latest edition we have is originally from that 1937 version with her additional writings on what she felt were our innate powers. And of course, then there's been modern takes on this work. So if you want to read about it, learn about it in a very modern language, which of course is usually easier for all of us in 2023, we have lots of different works, including Reverend Linda Martella-Whitsett, who, remember, we did a whole series on her newest book, This Life Is Yours. Well, she's got Divine Audacity. We've got lots of other books on a bookshelf, actually, back here. And at unity.org, you can find more as well. And our metaphysics textbook also covers the 12 powers, of course, because it's one of our teachings. So, 12 spiritual powers. So I, like many others, like to call them our 12 spiritual abilities. Do you remember when kids, they have those character counts, right? We used to have those too at their school, character count awards. This is like our 12 powers. This is our own adult version of characters count. And for us, it's our 12 spiritual powers or abilities. They are, because we are infinite spiritual beings, we just have these inner powers or abilities that represent our divine identity. That's really what they are. It's not something we need to strive to get. They just always exist within us. These spiritual ideas or attributes are available whether we're using them intentionally or not. But they're working all the time. So we can overuse them, we can underuse them, we can wisely use them, we can not so wisely use them, but the choice is ours, right? Sometimes we have faith, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we have a lot of willpower, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we have too much willpower, sometimes we don't. But once we recognize and develop our these innate spiritual powers or abilities, then we can really activate them and really work with them for good. They become one more spiritual tool in our toolbox so that we can use them in life in everyday situations. Each power is represented by a disciple because in unity, we believe that the Bible really represents our own story, our own evolution, our own consciousness. So we go from being asleep to awake, from awake to conscious, right? And so as the Bible tells our own personal story of evolution, conscious evolution, each disciple has their own story within that. And we can really look at how does that disciple, how is it represented by that spiritual power? So some are really obvious because we've got John represents love, Judas represents life. Those are pretty, that seems obvious, right? Also, each power or ability, because we are energetic beings. And so when you think of, just for a minute, when you think of love, we can usually feel that feeling or vibration of love, right? And usually we kind of go into our heart space. And so it's true for all of these spiritual powers or attributes, that they all have an invisible vibratory energy about them that can be sensed, and Charles Fillmore sensed and felt in different parts of our body. So each power is also associated with a different part of our body, much like the chakras. So many of you have probably heard of chakras or studied chakras, seen chakras. It's the same idea, that within us we have these spiritual abilities that make up our spiritual identity, and they resonate in different parts of the body. Each power is also represented by a color. Our music ministry did a fantastic job today because the two colors, faith is represented, as you see here, royal blue, and strength by this green, this spring green. The colors were not Charles Fillmore, though. The colors came later. It was actually in a meditation by Reverend Joel Baer, who was the minister at Unity of Mesa for decades, actually. He was in meditation in the 60s, and he had these colors that came about, and they got incorporated into the teachings. So it's also been so helpful, I think, to many of us who have studied 12 powers before, because as you meditate on or pray with or affirm a spiritual ability or power, you can relate it to a color. I think for many of us, we can almost relate more to a color, can't we, than, say, a disciple. I know for myself. So in summary, for an overview on spiritual powers, because our nature is one with divine nature, or God, right? Because our nature is one with divine nature, we can use our thoughts, words, and actions to be in integrity with our divine identity, which is made up of these 12 spiritual abilities. And again, when we recognize them and develop them, then we can ignite them, we can have them empower us to express our spiritual selves in everyday situations. So each week we're going to look at two spiritual powers, two of the 12 spiritual powers today, faith and strength. So, faith. So I thought, how many times, because we think of faith and religion quite often together, so how many times does faith appear in the Bible? And it turns out 378 times. That's a lot of times. Now, traditionally, it's thought, of course, faith is thought of as having a belief in God or a religious doctrine or a complete trust in someone outside of us who's making things happen. But in Unity, we teach on our first slide here that faith is our ability to know, believe, and intuit the invisible before it manifests in the physical. It's our ability to believe even when we can't see the results. I may not see it in the physical realm yet, but I'm going to believe it. It's our deep inner knowing. It's that we know, that we know, that we know. And I really see faith as surrendering. When you have faith, there's really a surrendering, isn't there? I told you all about our son, our almost 19, not even 19-year-old son driving to the Grand Canyon. And in that faith of knowing that he'll be okay, having to surrender the fear. Yeah, the faith is about surrendering, to learn to trust that the very fabric of the universe has your best interest at heart. It's located in the middle of the brain, which makes sense, right? Because it's when we have monkey mind that we lose our faith. So it's important that when we want to have more faith, we go back to, let me go back to my mind, right there in the center of my brain, and get calm again. Again, represented by the color blue, royal blue. The disciple is Peter. Now, you all know I'm not a big Bible person, but when it gets juicy good, I bring it to you. Because Peter is a good one, everybody. He is good, because guess what? His name before he met Jesus, you all know this, was Simon. Now, Simon in Greek means God has heard, or being receptive to hearing God. But his name got changed to Peter by Jesus because Jesus felt that Simon had become receptive to God in his own faith and believing that Jesus was the Messiah or the anointed one. And so because he had strong, unwavering faith, which is necessary for activating faith, he changed his name. Faith and strength go so hand in hand together. This is why these two powers, we really always need to almost teach them at the same time, because you have to have faith and strength and faith, right? So the Greek meaning for the name Peter is strong, firm, unyielding rock. Because again, it was Peter who said that Jesus was the anointed one. And so Jesus referred to him as Peter and said that because of Peter, this is the rock that Jesus would build his ministry, his church. So what Jesus is saying is, you're not going to build your faith on a marsh or on quicksand. You're going to build your faith on solid ground. So you need the strength there to build your faith. And yet, Peter represents, this is why I love Peter, because he's so human. He represents faith in all of its various developments. Because sometimes Peter has a lot, and sometimes not so much. And here's the other fun thing. So when he started to lose faith, that's when Jesus would go back to calling him Simon. Okay, Simon. Have you ever done that to your spouse or your... Okay, grumpy. Right? Okay, Simon. Because when Peter started to act like his old self, Simon, that's when he was acting like he wasn't that rock, he didn't have that rock of faith. So, of course, there's the story of Jesus walking on water. So Jesus has just spoken to a crowd of people. He says, I'm going to go up to the mountain and pray a while. Very important, right? We need our time away. We work, and then we have our time apart. But he sends his disciples on before him. They get in a boat. They're on the Sea of Galilee. A big storm comes up, and they're freaking out because the waves are big and the road is rocking, and they're scared. And then Jesus walks onto the water, and they see this figure walking on the water, and now they really freak out. And it's Peter that says, if you're really Jesus, let me walk to you. And so Peter, in full faith, takes a couple steps out of the boat, and now he's in faith, and he's on the water. And then he looks down and he sees the swirling waters all around him. And he gets scared. And he loses faith and he starts to drown. And Jesus reaches out his hands and says, why do you have no faith? And sometimes, maybe it's just me, we're walking in life and we feel like we have a lot of faith, and then suddenly life has swirling waves all around us, and we start to lose our faith. Or we're going through a situation and the waves come up, which is the fear, right? Health issues, relationship conflicts, work insecurity. All of these waves of life come swirling around us, and we start to lose our faith. So we forget to be receptive to listen to that inner voice and trust and have faith. So like Peter, sometimes we can lose our faith and forget to listen to that inner voice of presence. We forget that we are the anointed ones. We forget that we are divine expressions. We forget to reach out a hand in faith around the situation. In Unity's Metaphysics textbook by Reverend Paul Hasselbeck, he says, when we're in our very human sense consciousness, our five senses, when we're really in our physical humanness, then faith is that lack of faith. It's, I believe I'm not worthy. And that's really what we see Peter do, right? Because we say, he sees Jesus, but then suddenly it's like, I'm not worthy like Jesus. I'm not able to do what Jesus can do. And he loses faith. He gets caught up in his five senses. Or we can come to faith from a spiritual consciousness, which is more than believing. It's realizing I am Christ. I am the divine. I am the anointed one. My spiritual nature is my true identity. I am the rock on which my faith has its being. I do believe in confidence. So we can put our faith in outside things, people, work, healthcare, and sometimes we need to. And we can get quiet and immerse ourselves in love, because, and I took this part out, but Peter was all about, let me center in love to get to my faith. So when we get quiet and immerse ourselves with love and move forward with confidence and strength like a rock in our faith, then our faith in the outside world comes from a place of inner faith, right? We create from within to out. So our faith starts within, from our spiritual consciousness, and then we can, what am I now having faith in the outside world? But it starts from within. So how do we apply the spiritual attribute or ability or power of faith in our lives? We can start by asking at the beginning or the end of the day, where am I putting my faith today? Or where do I want to put my faith today? Do I want to put it in fear or do I want to put it in peace? Maybe there's a situation in your life, an area in your life that you want to brainstorm around. What beliefs do I have around this situation? What faith or beliefs do I want to develop around this situation? Because I can think, well, I can't dance. There's no way I can dance. Or I can, because that's having faith or belief in that. Or I can turn it into, I have faith that at any age I can learn a new skill. But it's up to me to decide, where do I want to place my faith? And then, of course, affirmations. So as you either wake up, go to bed, maybe both, throughout your day, when you're sensing, I don't have a lot of faith right now, affirmations to remind you of your truth. So here's one affirmation we can do together. I let faith, not fear, guide me. Together? I let faith, not fear, guide me. Right. And when we say faith, we're meaning our intuitive inner knowing. I let my intuitive inner knowing, not fear, guide me. I let my intuitive inner knowing, not fear, guide me. Let's whisper, I let faith, not fear, guide me. Ready? I let faith, not fear, guide me. Yes. And so you can see where faith gives us the courage to persevere without knowing the ultimate outcome. That's where our spiritual power of strength comes in. Because strength is our spiritual ability to persevere. So here's how we define the spiritual power of strength on our next slide. To persevere, to be balanced, stable, rooted, sturdy. It's that inner power of strength that allows us to continue to apply our faith to persevere against the appearances. Do you see how faith and strength go hand in hand? So the disciple with this spiritual power is Andrew. The name Andrew in Greek means strong or strong man. The color is spring green, and it's located in the small of the back. So can you imagine also, I know for my own stuff, when we think of like, oh, I don't have a lot of strength today, where are we? Usually we're thinking of our back holding us up strong, aren't we? So it's easy to remember that space. And we can be strong in body, in mind, and in spirit, but all strength originates in spirit, again, from within out. The body keeps the score. So from within out. Strength underdeveloped. The power of strength underdeveloped looks like our inability to stick with a goal or a project. Right? We're overwhelmed. We're not going with it. Or maybe we're anxious. So then we don't stick to a goal or project. That's underdeveloped strength. Overdeveloped, which is also unbalanced, shows up as being compulsive or stubborn. It's that power struggle. But from a spiritual, Christ's divine consciousness, we use our spiritual strength to continue to be persistent in being the best divine expression we can be. How can I continue to show up as my most divine expression of self? So when it comes to our faith, we can see how the story of Peter, even when he's wavering, that's when he needs to employ strength and character. strength and belief. It's that inner power of strength that allows us to continue to apply our faith, again, to persevere against appearances. So in life, sometimes we experience the waves. The waves of life come up, life's challenges. But we overcome them with that spiritual power of strength. The toughest moments in our lives, divorce, death, health crisis, loss of a job, it was our ability to stay the course that got us through. Can you look back and see that? It was your inner resource, your inner spiritual ability of strength to get you through. So instead of getting caught up in the story, this is the end of me, we can affirm. This is when we add an affirmation, like on this slide. I claim my power of strength. I stay the course based on my faith in divine ideas and knowing that outer appearances do not dictate my truth. So take a breath into that, and let's say it together. I claim my power of strength. I stay the course based on my faith in divine ideas and knowing that outer appearances do not dictate my truth. Yeah, from the Rise into Your Power cards, these are great little cards. Each one of you will get one as you leave today, but it has affirmations in here of each 12 spiritual powers. So on the strength one, it says, strength is the determination that holds me steady and bolsters my courage. So that's Peter on the water when he first walks out, right? In real life, you know, when we're rushing around, we're not balanced, we're not calm, we're not stable, we're not rooted, we're not sturdy, we're rushing all around doing everything. Sometimes what happens is then we smash our toe and break it. It says in the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary that when strength finds faith, they're held together consciously in mind, and then a bond of unity is established that carries one along, even though one may encounter the most adverse experiences. So when we're in life's most adverse experiences, that's when faith and strength support each other. So I was due to have kidney surgery in early 2013. My kidney had another idea. It was supposed to be the end of May 2013 was my surgery scheduled at USC. It was the beginning of May, and I was in tremendous pain. I was at Los Robles Hospital, and I just had to hold on to my faith in the medical team. Man, my doctor, I was in so much pain, I was like, just cut me open and get this done with. And she did not want to, because she knew what was best for me was to get transferred back to USC, where I could have the robotic surgery. So I had to hold on to my faith in my medical team and in the right decisions, the transfer to USC. I also, and I've said this to our prayer team, this is why they're so powerful, I had faith in our prayer team and Silent Unity, Unity's prayer ministry, knowing that others were holding me in the strength of their faith when I was in too much pain to do so for myself. I couldn't consciously do it for myself. I was in too much pain, but I knew that I could actually hold on to that glimmer of faith and strength because I knew others were holding it for me. But it was my physical, mental, and spiritual strength that got me through the experience because my faith was rooted in physical, mental, and spiritual realms. And so when one of these spiritual powers, faith or strength, start to falter or feel unsturdy, that's when that other attribute is there to support it. So faith is supported by strength. Strength is most definitely supports faith, and they're bonded together, carrying us along. So how can we apply more spiritual strength? This is where our meditation practice comes in. I mean, it's nice to be relaxed and quiet. But really, our meditation practice teaches us that I can go back to my breath, even when the storms come up, even when I start to feel the fear of life. Our meditation practices reminds us that sometimes I'm going to have some chatter, and I'm just going to say, chatter, and come back to my breath. It's our meditation practice that teaches us to be centered, calm, rooted, anchored, secure, safe, sturdy, yet flexible, stable. So again, meditation is great for the easy peasy times, but also we come back to it as an anchor when the storms come up. And then identifying a situation. What's a situation in your life where you can use more strength? And then brainstorm some ideas. What actions could I take that would demonstrate more stability or more courage or more tenacity? Thinking of a situation. How can I ignite more stability, courage, or tenacity into that situation in my life? And then again, our affirmations. So let's affirm this one together. Divine strength is my spiritual nature. I am strong, steadfast, and centered in body, mind, and spirit. Let's say that together. Divine strength is my spiritual nature. I am strong, steadfast, and centered in body, mind, and spirit. And now with a whisper. Divine strength is my spiritual nature. I am strong, steadfast, and centered in body, mind, and spirit. Yes, bringing that into yourself. So over the next 6 weeks, we're going to apply our spiritual powers. I would encourage you, you can either choose the 2 that we're working on Sundays all week long, or you can choose any 2 that you feel like you need as you go through your day or your week. But I encourage you to meditate on them. I encourage you to brainstorm. How can I bring this into this meeting or this conversation or this email? How can I embody these 2 spiritual powers this week or this day? And then affirming. With each spiritual power that we go through, we can affirm this. For this week, it'll be this on this next slide. The divine I am has the ability to have faith. Let's say that first one. The divine I am has the ability to have faith. The divine I am has the ability to endure, persevere, and stay the course. Together? The divine I am has the ability to endure, persevere, and stay the course. And then the divine I am has the ability to persistently believe in my absolute good. And we're going to say that one enthusiastically. Ready? The divine I am has the ability to persistently believe in my absolute good. Yes. So to support you in your studies, again, when you leave today, make sure you handpick a card from our deck. Also, we have the whole 12 powers in a document for you to give out to you today. We have a whole bookshelf that we have of 12 powers material, so you can do a deeper dive on your own at home if you'd like. And we are here available to answer any questions as well. So, starting this week, before we leave, taking a moment right now to think, how am I going to ignite more faith, more spiritual strength within myself and within my life, starting now? Yes, I'm clapping for all of you. Do you all have it? I'm not getting off the stage until you say, I've got it. Yeah. How am I going to ignite more faith and spiritual strength with myself and in my life? Not tomorrow, but right now. So affirm with me, I believe in and claim my divine identity. I believe in and claim my divine identity. Let's say it again with belief. I believe in and claim my divine identity. And it is so. Thank you, everyone.
In the wild, there's a rhythm make you dance like a child, like a child.
In the air, there's a magic that can take you anywhere, anywhere. But you gotta be brave like a lion, strong like a tiger. Leave that fear far behind. Take your hand and I'll give you mine. We'll soar like an eagle, up where the future is waiting. Are you ready for a great adventure? Oh, 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 oh. I believe it's gonna be a day to remember. Oh, 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 oh. I believe it's gonna be a great adventure. Oh, 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 oh. In the wild, all the animals will greet you with a smile, with a smile.
So let it shine, and your friends are gonna find you every time, every time. And you
Wanna be brave like a lion, strong like a tiger. So much more we can do. If you jump, I'm jumping into. Soar like an eagle, up where the future is waiting. Are you ready for a great adventure? Oh, 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 oh. I believe it's gonna be a day to remember. Oh, 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 oh. I believe it's gonna be a great adventure. Oh, oh,
I believe it's the truth. I believe it's to remember. Oh,
I believe it's gonna be a great adventure. Oh, 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 oh.
Wow. That's all I can say is wow. And to try to follow something like that? No. Anyway, I'm Melba. I'm your board member of the day. And here is our mission statement. If you will please read it with me. Unity of the Oaks is a loving, accepting, and heart-centered spiritual community, here to be love in action, to encourage personal growth, awaken spiritual curiosity, and transform lives. We will be passing the offering basket down the rows. If you've already given electronically, bless the basket with an energy offering, then pass it along and hand it to the row behind you to keep it going. We have an ambassador to help you. We have several ways for you to give. In the seat in front of you are envelopes for cash or check. Include your name if you'd like a record of your donation. You will also find cards with your texting information. Take this moment now to use your phone to give, if that is your preferred method. For our online congregants, you can also go to unityoftheoaks.org/give. No matter how you give, know that your gift is a way for you to financially partner with us so that we can continue to be a place of spiritual teachings and community in Thousand Oaks and beyond. Your gifts allow us to continue to spread the unity message of positive, inclusive, practical Christianity, along with personal and spiritual growth, and so we may all experience more inner peace and joy in our lives. Now join me in taking a moment to focus your attention on your giving heart. Feel the abundance of receiving. Visualize the mission statement coming to life. Now please join me in the love offering blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love. and I trust God. We are most grateful for all of your contributions to our community as we grow it with lots of events and classes, which is what Lenz is going to tell you about now.
Hi, everyone. Hi. We have 4 reminders for us today. Sign up for the 7-week comedy and performance class presented by our very own Sue Wan. It will start August 13th and meet on Sundays from 1 to 3. And you can sign up until the first day of class on August 13th. And meditation evening. We will send out an announcement or a call or email about the meditation evening, which may or may not be this week. The grief support will be available on August 11th at 1 p.m. with grief counselor Valerie Kobabe. Get support for any type of loss you may be experiencing. And on August 12th, we're having our karaoke game night. Admission is free, food and drink available for purchase. We'll also have Pictionary, charades, and a 50-50 raffle. It's supposed to be a fun night for all ages, and please RSVP by August 10th. It's supposed to be. We're setting an intention. It will be. It shall be. It is in the process of becoming that. Strength and faith. I wrote this before the sermon. Okay. But please, whenever possible, sign up for our events and classes as soon as you can early on in the process so we can always know to keep them going. If we have less than 5 signups, we often need to cancel them. And we have a laptop here. I can show you. I can help you sign up for things in the back. And as always, check out our e-letter.
Thank you, Lynn. He's doing 5 jobs. I'm going to say it's because Lenz is still in European time. Is that all right? He was on vacation, so. Thank you. I know European time. Okay, get me a coffee, everybody. Thank you, everybody. An espresso, yes. I'm about to go on vacation as well. So, see, I'm already in a vacation kind of mind. I'm going to be holding everyone in prayer. You do not want to miss next week. We have an amazing guest speaker next week, Reverend Leon Campbell from Agape. He's going to be doing the powers of will and understanding, I believe. Yes, will and understanding. He may even sing with music ministry, right, Sherry? Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, so make sure you're here. Yeah, make sure you're here next Sunday. Thank you to everyone who came out yesterday for our women's retreat. There was 14 of us, and it was so beautiful and empowering. So thank you for blessing me, too. And guys, we will be rescheduling lunch for you all. We realized that we might have to just walk you all over to Tarantula Hill one Sunday for lunch. Is that good? Okay. So we'll be doing that real soon. I need to thank Sherry and Rick. We have more lights, everybody. So thank you. They installed more lights for us so you can really see all of us, right? So yay. We just keep doing all of our little improvements, don't we? So thank you to you, both of you, for taking some time out this week for doing that. We have a prayer chaplain available. I believe it's Ann, yes. So make sure that you don't leave with anything heavy on your heart or mind. She will be right next door. Of course, we have lots of hospitality goodies and refreshments because we also had leftovers from yesterday. Plus, Christine, who I think is already back there getting coffee ready, made her fresh cookies. So, oh, Sherry's already out the door, everybody. She's already there. Forget the last song. She's getting her cookies. Okay. And thank you to all of you for being here because, you know, it takes a lot to get up on a Sunday morning. It takes a lot to take an hour out of your time to watch. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to yourself for being here too, right? Yeah. Give yourself some gratitude. Yes, thank you. Have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. Let's stand and sing our peace song, and we will all claim together our prayer for protection. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. And here we go. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is. And all is faith and strength.